Hey guys, how's it going? It's Danconia here, and welcome back to the Overwatch League Roundup. Win conditions. Vancouver Titans edition. Okay, so it's time to boot off our mini-series of win conditions. We're going to look at every single team in the Overwatch League, all 20 of them, and we've got to see what they can do to try and reach the overall season playoffs. We're going to start in league order. So, at the top of the standings at the moment, we have the Vancouver Titans. The Vancouver Titans is going to be rather short because, well, they've already reached the playoffs. They are so far ahead, they're on a 20-1 record with a plus 54 map differential, just ahead of the New York Excelsior, who are second. But what counts is how far ahead they are of the 12th place team and the 6th place team. And currently, the 6th place team in the league, Seoul Dynasty, can't actually catch the Vancouver Titans. This means the Vancouver Titans cannot fall lower than 6th. This means they are in the automatic playoff places. They cannot lose that. That 20-1 record has seen them through pretty well. We will still preview their stage though. So Vancouver, they looked absolutely formidable at the start of the season. We've seen some rockier times recently for the Vancouver Titans, but they've recently swapped in Stitch on that Sombra instead of So Min-Soo. And this has made a big difference. It showed that Vancouver can play that 3-2-1 comp that is so dominant at the top of the league right now. So what does Vancouver's Stage 4 look like? Well, what Vancouver are aiming for now is to nail down that Pacific Division, get that bye past the first round of those overall playoffs. And I'm sure they want the first seed in the entire league. So, how can they do that? Well, Stage 4 will be Vancouver's toughest stage yet. They face a lot of difficult opponents, and it is quite feasible that New York Excelsior could snatch top spot from them. It doesn't matter in terms of divisions, because New York Excelsior are in the Atlantic Division and Vancouver Titans are in the Pacific Division. The only realistic people that can actually catch the Vancouver Titans in the Pacific Division are the San Francisco Shurk and the Hangzhou Spark. This is still unlikely. Shurk have got 5 losses on the board compared to Vancouver Titans only losing 1. It is possible for the Vancouver Titans to lose 4 games this stage coming up. But it's unlikely, let's be honest. I don't expect Vancouver to lose any more than 2-3 games this season. And that's with a bad Stage 4. So if we look ahead at their Stage 4, the first game they'll play is against the Shanghai Dragons. Okay, yeah, you kind of expect them to win this game. But the Shanghai Dragons could throw some really weird stuff at the Vancouver Titans. Shanghai are known to play DPS heavy comps at the moment, and it's got them into the Stage 3 playoffs. So I wouldn't be surprised if Shanghai took a map or 2 off Vancouver, but I'd still expect Vancouver to come out on top. Then after this they play the Florida Mayhem, and I think we all know which way that's going to go. Then they play the Washington Justice. So I would say Vancouver have to get 3 wins on the board by week 2. Then it starts to get interesting, because in week 3 they'll play the London Spitfire. London Spitfire, you don't know which Spitfire will turn up, and remember in Stage 4 we could be in a 2-2 meta, which would favour the Spitfire more. We are going into unknown territory with the Vancouver Titans. We only have their runaway days to go on in terms of a 2-2 meta, and Dive, they weren't the most dominant team in Korea when Dive was around. They play London Spitfire, that could be a really close game. They also played a Philadelphia Fusion. Again, if we see a 2-2 meta, we see Carpe on the likes of McCree and Widowmaker, this ain't going to be an easy game for Vancouver again. So this is a week where we could see Vancouver drop a game. It's unlikely, but it's possible. More likely against London than Philadelphia in my opinion. But Vancouver then don't play in week 4, and then we go to the LA homestand, the Kit Kat rivalry weekend. This is where it hots up. This is the last weekend of the regular season. This is where the Vancouver Titans will play the San Francisco Shock and the New York Excelsior. What a week. What a week that is. If Vancouver Titans are going to lose another game this season, it is most likely going to be in week 5 of Stage 4. How can you possibly prepare for both the Shock and the Excelsior that could be in a new meta by then? We could be seeing Pine from the New York Excelsior by then if we're in a 2-2 meta. So We don't know what Excelsior will run in that meta. We don't know what Shurk will run in that meta. But you're playing the two teams that are directly below you. If Excelsior can win that game, this gives them a chance of overtaking the Vancouver Titans in the league. Shurk have to win this game if they want a chance of overtaking the Vancouver Titans, and by this time they will know whether they can or not. That week will be blockbuster. The Kit Kat rivalry weekend will be the biggest week in possibly the Overwatch League's history in terms of competitive fixtures. There are so many juicy games that week. And Vancouver Titans, this is where we see what they're made of. Yes, they'll already be qualified by then. They're already qualified now. But they won't have nailed top spot in the overall standings unless New York capitulate in the stage, which I doubt somehow. It will be interesting to see where it goes. And it's the games we've all been waiting for. We've seen them take them on in playoffs, but we haven't seen it in the regular season, so we don't know what will happen. So, when you look at it that way, it is feasible for Vancouver Titans to lose to Shurk. It is feasible for the Vancouver Titans to lose to the Excelsior, and it's feasible for them to lose to London and Philadelphia. It may be unlikely, but it was unlikely that the Vancouver Titans were going to lose to the LA Valiant. So, who knows? Vancouver Titans, they are on a good run. They're going to Philadelphia to play in the playoffs. They've just got to nail down that Pacific Division title to make sure they get that bye past the first round. But again, does that mean all that much to Vancouver Titans? I think it does, but it wouldn't be the end of the world if they didn't get the bye. But they really shouldn't lose it. They've got to lose 4 games in Stage 4 to lose that, and San Francisco Shurk will have to win all of their games. Again, Shurk don't have the easiest of stages. So, Vancouver, they are in the best position in the league right now, out of everyone, because they are nailed in. And the only team to be nailed into those guaranteed playoff places. Vancouver, they are looking dominant. Will they be dominant in the playoffs? Who knows? But this has been your win conditions for the Vancouver Titans. It's their most difficult stage, but they've got the hard work done already. And we will see where the Vancouver Titans go in this Stage 4 coming up, because it should be one hell of a ride. But for now, thank you guys so much for watching the video. If you liked it, give it a like, subscribe if you're new, and I will see you in the next video. See you then.